This is your host, Terry, and I want to say welcome. Today we'll be talking about and making connections that just make sense with, is God real? Is there a God? We have this question for years now, and I would like to think yes. There has to be. There has to be. Somebody had to create us. If we look around in the items that we see, somebody thought about that. Somebody made that. So, it's being spiritual, in my own way. Thanking God for the day, for the birds, for life, for the breath, for the water that quenches your thirst. I'm a very grateful person in that. And I would like to think, yes, God is real. Before, I didn't. Before, my mom used to force me to go to school. To Sunday school and church. I remember she pinched the hell out of me one time because I was acting up with my sisters and laughing and didn't care. Didn't want to know God. Didn't want to know about Jesus. Didn't want to know. I didn't care. I was too busy in school. I was a teenager. One time she pinched the shit out of me. And I was like, I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I hate this place. I hate you. I hate everything. And now as an adult, I'm like, I'm interested. I want to know. Hey, let me learn about that. Our Bible, like the Bible that we have going on in the United States right now, it is not the full Bible. I don't care what anybody says. Pieces of it has been removed from our history. I don't have evidence, but because things don't add up, and because other people other countries have Bibles themselves, and they kind of relate to what we're having to have on our Bibles, but they have other things too. It's like, hey, that's a piece of information that we're supposed to have. That's a piece of information that we're supposed to. Well, why is that piece of information taken out? I'm thinking, well, because they did it like that. Somebody didn't want us to know the full truth. So I feel like in Greek, we need to get their Bible. In Arab, we need to get their Bible. In the United States, we need to get their Bible. Every freaking piece of land in this continent needs to have a Bible because we have records of things that have happened. We have evidence. Like the Great Wall of China had reported it in their book that there was a great flood. Well, so does our Bible say that. So there has to be some type of connection of all of us. All of our Bibles have to be connected somehow, some way, someone. And only the Holy Spirit and only God can really guide me and conclude all those things with my mind, because I'm just pondering and thinking and wondering. My thoughts just went wild. And living here today, I like to examine things, look things. I'm inquisitive about our world. Is there a God? What's the meaning of life? Like those questions I would like to go and see further and answer myself. For me, there is a God. There has to be a God. It's like Benford's law. He just balances everything perfectly. Without no balance, it'll be a straight flat line. I'm still researching about Benford's law, actually, because I guess the powers of the universe is basically what it is. I don't need to know the formula yet, but I know God's doing some wonderful works, and I thank Him for my day, my life, my kids. The time that I get to just sit back and watch them play and just be joyful and protect them from this evil world. This world is rotten. And you know why? Because the enemy, aka devil, aka Lucifer, aka the most beautiful angel in heaven, once was, lived here in space before our planets were formed. And the only reason why I know that or believe that is because, believe it or not, I did some research on YouTube and found that somebody was possessed by a demon. And these demons started talking about things, talking about stuff. And I remember the preacher guy asked, this entity, this entity actually blurted out, "Hey, I hate you guys. I hate you." And the preacher man asked, why do you hate us? And he screams, "You guys get to go to heaven." And another one was when another research, because I've been researching for years and years. That's why I decided to do this podcast, because for me, it just makes sense. And the stuff that I find, from YouTube, from people's mouth, from all my thoughts and connections. And so this other demon was like, "I was here before your foundation, your first foundations." What's the first foundations? The planets aligning. That's the foundation that he's talking about. So he was, this enemy was in the dark with all these 1/3 of, fallen angels. And so the reason why this world is so evil is because of him. He was dwelling in this space before our planet's space formed. So it's for me, it makes sense why this world is so rotten, so ugly, so nasty. And it wasn't even supposed to be like that. It wasn't supposed to be like that, but it is what it is. And now we're all here. We're all made out of bags of water, aka mothers being pregnant. I thought that was some funny extra. I was like, what? Yeah. Yes. People, I feel like you can see God in nature. Oh, the beauty in nature. That's where God is at, because it's peaceful. It's calm. It's relaxing. You're not thirsty. You're not hungry. You're just in awe. When the sun hits your face, it's beautiful, because I feel like, it's energy of God. God lives here, around here, everywhere. If you guys don't believe in God, then I don't know what to tell you besides go into a haunted ass house and make sure make sure you're safe to run out. Because the only way an atheist person or a person who doesn't believe in God would ever conclude that there is a God is if they're haunted by some entity from the spiritual realm. And yes, I believe in the spiritual realm. I believe in our realm. I believe that there is quantum fucking computers calculating multiple universes like ours. But ours seems to be the only sustainable. Yeah, that's a different topic and a different subject. Just makes sense. With the quantum computers and our whole freaking Mandela effect and everything else and above. Oh my gosh. I could talk forever. But, staying on topic. God is real. It just makes sense. It makes sense. And there's good people, there's bad people. There's God and there's the devil. That's what it comes down to, if you think about it. You got your rapist, you got your killer, you got people sacrificing little kids for energy. That's nothing but the devil right there. Oh, and yes, the devil was the most beautiful angel that sang in heaven. And when he sang in heaven, he was the leader of the choir. Why do you think music here in our world is so nasty and dirty and perverted, and God's not allowed in the music industry? Because this entity that seems to be dwelling in our earth, whether we like it or not, and whether you want to believe it or not, for me, it just makes sense. Yas. So back to my point. There's good, there's evil. There's God. There's bad. And is what it is. It is what it is. If you guys have any questions or any, like, not concerns, because I don't really give a damn about a concern. It's more like questions or connections, you know. Anything that I can definitely talk about further, because I can talk to an atheist all day. All day. He might sit there and talk about, oh, God's not real. God's not real. Oh, let me go ahead sit there and put a big old poster saying he's not real. And I'm looking at him like, you're saying he's not real all over the place, but you got his rival on your t-shirt, on your cross, on your leg, on your tattoos. If God's not real, why are you flaunting his rival? Why are you sporting him? Like, the devil is lying right in front of you, bro. Don't you know that? The devil is the liar. He's the king of all liars. So when he sits and says, oh, you're beautiful, just know with his eyes, you're ugly as fuck. That's for sure. I'm off topic. Dang. But yes, for me, God is real. If you think he's not, please tell me what kind of, points do you got that he's not? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like, go to a haunted house, bro. Go to a haunted house by yourself. No phone, no light, no electricity. Sit there in fear and let them come and feed you off of you in the spiritual realm. And it's so crazy. My mind is like, how can these entities touch us? Throw things, move things. How are they able to do that? And we cannot even tap into, well, actually now we can tap into their spiritual world with Ouija boards and curses and all kinds of other stuff I don't want to mention. But yes, those are like a few faster. But you guys have a great day and listen to Terry's podcast on It Just Makes Sense. God is real. Have a good day.